What you guys, got another video here for you. Now I always get asked all the time, do I need an antivirus in 2018, and can I not just use Malwarebytes or Hitman Pro or MCSoft or any of those anti-malware programs? And to be honest with you, antivirus programs have been around a long time, and the name itself, antivirus, just doesn't mean nowadays it's just going to scan for viruses. It will actually scan for ransomware and also scan for malware as well. It's just the name. So having an antivirus today in 2018, I think, is just as important as it was when it was first released way back when. So what we're going to do today is just take a look at two scan results here, just a quick scan. There's nothing super exciting here. So we're going to be running a scan with Malwarebytes, and then we're going to be running a scan with say Bitdefender or Avast or something like that, okay? And we'll see which one detects the most. Now personally, I would not run Malwarebytes Premium on its own on a system and use it as a one-stop shop for detecting malware or viruses or any of that type of stuff, okay? So I'd run it in conjunction with other stuff if you can. So we do have here a malware sample folder, and this is not an extensive test. This is just a quick down and dirty test just to show you that just running one item like this is still not going to be favorable when you can just run you know, say an antivirus program which will probably detect much more. So don't worry about the name itself. And as you can see here, we do have some files here to detect, okay? So what we're going to do is run a scan with Malwarebytes first, and then I'll quickly run a scan with, say, a piece of software like an antivirus software like Avast or Bitdefender maybe. So let's go ahead and run this scan. So I'm going to right click and scan with Malwarebytes. So let's go ahead and right click on the folder and run a scan with Malwarebytes. Now you may have heard that you can run Malwarebytes on its own nowadays as a fully fledged security suite where you don't have to use anything else. And in my personal opinion, that's not quite what I would see it as. It's a secondary line of defense for me still, and you can see it's detected 101 infections here. Now some of these infections are pretty bad, and you know, there is more files on the system still. So you can see here backdoor bots, trojans, password stealers, you know, there's loads of nasty stuff here, Trojan droppers, and there's probably other bits and pieces on here as well which are pretty nasty. So using this as a standalone antivirus suite or anti-malware suite, then I would rather use something else alongside it. So I'm just going to quickly remove these to the quarantine section, and this will remove the 101 threats to there, and we can then remove those from the list. So it's detected 101 threats. It will need a reboot, so I'll go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so let's move on to Bitdefender here. I've got the exact same files on the system, and as you can see here, they're exactly identical. And I'm going to run a scan with Bitdefender. Now I've quickly installed this. It's fully updated, and we can go ahead and run a scan. So all I need to do here is enable the protection shield and right click and run a scan with Bitdefender. And there is some password files in here, as you can see, and it's asking me for the password or to skip these files. So I'm just going to quickly skip these ones, and it can't scan passworded files, as you can see here. So I'm just going to quickly skip those and let those go ahead. And you see we're already up, and we've surpassed now Malwarebytes' 101 infected files. And we'll just let this run along. And there we go. So we'll take a bit of time, but it is detecting more than Malwarebytes. Now that doesn't mean that Malwarebytes is rubbish and we shouldn't use it. It just means that it's not detecting as much as Bitdefender. And in my personal opinion, that just means that you need to use that as a secondary line of defense rather than your main main protection software. and we're moving up into the 200s nearly now. Up to 100, there we go, 201, and it's climbing still. And as you can see, that's over double the detection rate of Malwarebytes already, 236 to be exact. So I think you see the clear winner here is Bitdefender by removing 236 infections from that system. Now obviously there's other things to take into account, but the detection rate is very high compared to Malwarebytes. Now that's not to say that Malwarebytes is rubbish and you shouldn't purchase it or you shouldn't buy it. This is not about discriminating against one company against the other. This is just to bring awareness to people that believe that you don't need to run antivirus programs anymore and you can just get away with running, say, Malwarebytes, and that is not the case. So I'm just going to remove the rest of these here, and I may even do a quick scan with Avast just to show you what Avast does. Let's move on and remove the rest of these, and that's that. They're all gone, and we can close this off now. So all in all, Bitdefender done a pretty good job there. Let's just see how many files are left here. 90 files left, which is pretty good. Now remember, the ones that got left behind are probably the ones that are in passworded protected files, so it can't scan those, as you can see here. So let's go ahead and do a quick scan here with Avast, just to make it a bit fair. So we can see 2 antivirus programs, free ones, and also one paid Malwarebytes Premium. So I'm just going to quickly enable the shields here and do a quick scan on this malware folder, and we'll let that scan complete, and we'll see what it detects. And there we go, 236. So as you can see, still over double the amount compared to Malwarebytes, what that has detected, and it's done a pretty good job. So again, can you just rely on one piece of software like Malwarebytes to protect your system? The answer to that is probably no. And as you can see here, the proof's in the pudding, and you can see 2 scans with 2 free antivirus programs that have done a pretty good job. Anyway, I hope this video answers all your questions, and as you can see, it does a pretty good job at protecting your system still today. So antivirus is still alive and kicking. Anyway, my name is Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Bye. Now, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the big red subscribe button on my YouTube channel and hit the bell notification button next to that to be notified